That's a good one. Another float. Quite often they're full of water, but this one's good. Big. Right, today I'm going to make a raft out of these mussel buoys and treated timber, so I can carry the little Kubota tractor out to the beach house here on the island. These mussel buoys are from mussel farms, which are all around the Marlborough Sounds. They're made of like a really strong plastic, and when we have bad storms they often break away from the farms and float up on our beach. I'm just going to make a wooden frame around 6 of them and have the deck on top. Make 2 of those frames so I can bolt them together, and so there'll be 12 mussel buoys in the raft, and that should float around about a ton or more, and I can always extend it if I need to as well. And the reason why I'm doing it in 2 halves is so that I can pull it apart and tow it off the beach with the 4-wheeler. So I'm just using these 8x2s, 1 each along the outside, 1 along the front and rear, 1 down the middle, and dividers. And I'll bolt it all together with stainless steel bolts and coach screws. These have got handles here. I'll use ropes to tie that to the frames. I'll have corner posts as well, so that I can drive machines onto it and it won't be sitting on the actual plastic buoy. It'll be sitting on the corner posts. These buoys are all different sizes. These big ones are 2.4 circumference. Some of them are like only 2.1, so I'm having to make it to fit the biggest ones. And I'll probably just put the biggest ones on the ends and the smaller ones in the center. I'll just do it around these 4 to start with and leave the center gaps empty for now until I get it on the beach, and then I can tie them in as well. These boards are 5 meters long, and it's going to be about 1.8 wide, and then 2 of those. So yeah, it's going to be a fairly big platform when it's finished. There is a barge service out here in the Marlborough Sounds, which could bring the tractor out, but it is quite expensive to use. I think it'll be about $1,500 just to get the little tractor out here, and that's one time, so it's not really worth that expense. I can spend a couple of days making this, and then I've got it here forever, you know, so I can get lots of things out here just with the one raft, instead of spending thousands of dollars to get things out here, because we're boat only access out here, so there's no other way to get things in. So yeah, it's going to have to be pretty sturdy, because it's about an 8-kilometer trip over the water to here from the mainland, and it can cut up quite rough, so it's going to have to be pretty sturdy. putting a wood preservative in the holes. Around, that's all right. Alright, that's one pontoon made. Just got to make another one the same, bolt them together, and that should be plenty of flotation to bring that tractor over. I think it's around about 200 kilos, so it's going to be just under half a ton, just the raft itself. But yeah, it should float about 2 ton maximum. So we'll get started on that second one now. So I'll just put 2 legs on either side of these centre runners, so the boys aren't taking all the weight when it's being loaded and unloaded. Stainless bolts are prone to galling and locking up, so I just like to put a bit of grease on the thread. Make sure the thread's clean first, because if there's any swarf in there, the nut will lock up and you'll never get it off. So sure the thread's clean, and a wee bit of grease on there and it should be good. If you feel it hit something in the thread, just back it off and clean the thread. Otherwise you'll have to cut the bolt if it locks up. We're in about a metre of water, so we're fully floating now. It's holding together very well. We've got about half a tonne of weight, and it's floating probably about 6 inches above the rails, so that's good. The tractor weighs about 200 kilos more than this, so I think it'll handle it quite easily. And we've only got 8 floats, we can put 7 more on there if we need to. Very stable and quite easy to push along as well. So a few more boards bolted on, a couple more buoys, and I think it'll be good to go and pick up the tractor. The digger's 1.8 tonne. That was just floating, and it was sitting just above the water, about there. It was starting to bend a bit, so I think to carry that sort of weight I really need to put some probably timber 2s underneath here and run them all the way across the other side and bolt those in, and that would give it a lot more strength. Then I could put 2, 3, 4 more buoys in and it would sit higher, but I think that's probably about the safe limit, around about 1.8 tonne, 2 max. I actually added some legs at the front there too, just to take the weight until it was sort of over the water. So now I know it's going to carry that, it'll easily carry the little tractor, which is 700-ish kilos.
Yep. Yep. Good. You're on. Good job. Even better.
Shouldn't go anywhere, the brakes are on.
What was it?
Just a pin. I need it though. Got it. It's going so smoothly until here. So we'll do some fishing while we're at it. See if we can get a car wire. Pretty stable so far. Well, that actually went quite smoothly. The raft handled the weight with ease. It only dropped down about an inch with the tractor on, so it was quite easy to pull through the water. So yeah, the raft is going to be quite useful for bringing heavy loads out here. It's good to finally have the old tractor out here. Even though it is quite small, it's got a lot more pulling power than the four-wheeler, so it'll make it easier getting firewood and pulling logs out of the forest to put through the bandsaw mill. Quite a few trees actually fall over in the wind here, and I usually just cut them up for firewood because the four-wheeler struggles to tow the big logs. But with this tractor I should be able to pull them out quite easily, I think. So I'll be able to mill up those logs and make some nice boards out of them. And with the blade on the front, I'll be able to grade the tracks and push over the weeds while I'm driving. So eventually that'll make the tracks a lot smoother. Anyway, I'll put it through its paces and see how it handles a hard day's work. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.